I've gotten better, but it scares me, and he knows it.
So what? Does he die for grass on here usually?
No, I don't blame him. I blame myself.
No, but... And that's $50,000 right there. With the conundrum, he is lame. You will notice how lame he is. Keep this going. Right. So what?
Look at the skeleton coming out the roof.
Look,
there's one on a horse there. Well, it's a gated horse community.
Yeah. Oh, look at these.
Elijah.
Do you hand feed much? Too?
At night, they get a peppermint.
Yeah. Okay.
How did you know that?
Jet.
The culprit is my husband. Get him over here.
Andrew.
There's a lot of horses you can hand feed. I would suggest, if you want things to go forward, you've got to change something. Agreed? You've got to try something different. Do you think you could cope with not hand feeding?
I can.
So Andrew's the culprit.
Andrew.
Can you cope with not hand feeding?
Yeah. There's some you might be able to hand feed. Some we can with some of ours, although I don't do it. Some they go crazy over it, and they have a mindset that if they take the feed from you, they can't trust you, because horses don't take feed from an alpha. You've got to be the alpha, haven't you? For Eli to trust you when the chips are down, to take your feed, they're coming into your space, okay? They're coming in for it and taking it. And that's happening every day. So with a person, with some horses, it can affect them so much. When things get a bit dodgy and they got to trust you, they can't, because they know they can take your feed from you.
Yeah.
Not all horses, but I'm thinking of things you can change. I would never ever hand feed. If you have to, some people cannot stop. That's why I asked you. Do you think you can stop? You just said I can.
The husband's gonna.
Can I put my hand up and say something?
Well, I would suggest you try that. No hand feeding. If you need to, if you've got to do it. And some people, they admit to me, I have to do it for me. They get a lift from it. You get an endorphin.
And then they found her.
There's that as well. But I say to people, if you need to do it, get your horse to move its feet for it. So you don't, unless that horse yields back, and then if they come forward on their, they're not, they have to yield, then give it my hand.
And then you walk to the horse.
You have to walk to the horse. Yield them back for it, not them come in for it. That's what I say to people. It does make a difference. If a horse comes for that feed all the time, and we see it, we went to 98 horses last year, and I would say 40% was heavy hand feeding. And people that stop it is a huge improvement. So I would suggest that. I mean, he was nibbling trying to. That's why.
Oh, so you knew straight away, yeah?
Pretty much. Well, he is 15, is he? Okay. And you bred him?
Yeah. That is mom.
Wow. How about that?
He was born during my Passover Seder. We're Jewish, and in the Old Testament, during Passover, you set an extra place at the table for the prophet Elijah, because Elijah's supposed to come and bring peace.
Yeah.
And so when he was born in the middle of my Passover Seder,
oh wow!
On 25 people having dinner at my house because he was being born, we had to name him.
Absolutely.
So that's happening.
So if you go and catch him, does he move back nicely for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyth's good as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Would you mind me watching you catch him and just walk him? Is that where do you do your? Is it your
We
arena?
go in the arena.
Yeah, just do it. Walk him around, stop, and let's just see what.
I'm going to take these glasses off your head, because when you start doing stuff, they're going to go anyway. Yeah?
I don't use glasses with most times. And that was unrequested forward motion.
Yeah.
You see, look at the feet. Whenever a horse goes forward, without you asking, always double back. So if it moves forward, now double back. Look at the feet. You have to look at the feet. Lovely. That's good. And then do you wanna take him around and we'll just watch him.
He sometimes Steve gets a little bit bossy. Don't take that as personal, but I said sometimes you get a little bit bossy.
No.
Yeah.
Lovely side. So he's looking for feed now. So you know what I mean? He's looking for feed. So I you know, that's a no-no. So just a little flick there. No anger. Didn't even look at him. He will not get feed. He would never get feed from me or walk into the stage. If he does it again, a little flick. Finish. No. You see, I'll wait for him to come. No anger, no nothing. Don't even look at him. 3 or 4 times he won't go there again.
Not personal.
Not personal. Not personal. Guys, the video is about to start for real now. It's quite a video as well. Just like a lot of the video visits we do, there's lots of little bits in there, little gold nuggets, and I do my best to try and show things that will teach the average person, the average horse person, some things to add, some ideas that add to your horsemanship. But before I start on the video and the explanation of things, right now I am I'm doing this video from, here's a map of Florida. I'm in Clearwater right now. We've got kind of to the end of our horse visits. This particular visit was down near Palm Beach by a place called Wellington. Now Wellington, I don't know if many people have heard of Wellington, but I always say Ocala in Florida is the horse capital of the world, but I don't know anymore. After spending a little bit of time down in Wellington, amazing place, check it out. Horses in Wellington, guys. Some of the facilities are just unbelievable. It was just an amazing visit for us, and that's where we'll be doing this job. Quickly, Charlotte, you're doing a grand job looking after, I know you've got 8 or 9 horses to look after between your yard and my ranch. Doing a grand job, thank you very much. And just to let you know, Charlotte, we're having a great time. We're having a wonderful time. In fact, I've just this second now, I'm in the apartment now in Clearwater, and I've just walked up from the beach. I've just popped over for half an hour. That's all I can do. Half an hour sat in the sun on the sand, and I've just come back up now. Whee! There's Clearwater Beach. Tanya's favourite. Now, I'll just quickly tell you, we were only here for 2 nights, guys. 2 nights. We had planned to stay 4. We staying for 2 nights. The reason being, the usual place we stay, the Monaco. We stayed here for I think 20 years, something like that, on and off. A lot of memories with the kids. You won't believe, this is 2 or 3 weeks after the hurricanes, and the sites that Tanya goes on all said everything's pretty much back to normal. It's not. You have a look at this. Stayed there for 20 years, and this is what it's like. It is. I just cannot believe what Clearwater is still like. This is 2.5, 3 weeks after the hurricanes. I'm just gobsmacked. So we won't be, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've seen a couple of rats. I did see a snake go into one pile. It's just absolutely trashed. Whether it'll ever open again, I don't know. So some memories die there. So you would have noticed in the clips at the beginning, there's quite a lot going on with this horse. Now, this is very much about people as well as the horses. So it's not just we go and help a horse and we don't think about the person and what, the reasons why things are like they are, and how the best in a visit, I can set them on hopefully a better path, maybe not, but at least something different to try. Now, Amy, the owner of this horse, such a lovely person, guys, looked after us incredibly well. You get a sense straight away about people, and she and her husband were fantastic. Now, Amy's a lawyer. Everyone has their own ideas of lawyers, but guys, Amy's a lawyer, and an excellent lawyer. I mean, we spoke to quite a bit about, what she does. She does a lot of inheritance lawyering, where you fight for money from an unfortunate death. That's one of her main things. But guys, if I was going to trust a lawyer, it would be Amy, after spending a little bit of time with her. And I'd just like to say that. And generally, if you've got horses around you and you care for them like Amy does, then you're going to be a lawyer worth employing, I think. So I'd like to put that in first. You know, obviously she's too far away from me to use as lawyering, but I would if I had the chance. Now guys, all Amy wants to do is enjoy her horses. Amy works so many hours, it's unbelievable. Out early, back late, and the little bit of time she has, being a lawyer, that's kind of standard, I think. Ungodly hours, really, a lot of these people work. That's all she wants, guys, and it's not happening. And I always say you've got to have enough juice out that's worth the squeeze. So for all the financial commitment, all the time put in, you know, we've got to have something back. And often is the case, we don't have enough juice for the squeeze. And here is one of those cases. It wasn't always that way, but it's that way now. And we have what's called a conundrum, a proper horse conundrum. Amy has spent, I think it's this year alone, $50,000. Yes, not $5,000, $500, $50,000 on Eli, a horse. I must remember that now, Eli. Now guys, that I worked out, that's $50,000 roughly right there. Those are all 50s, and that's the kind of money invested into getting Eli sound, which is not. It's just unbelievable when you look at it like that. So Eli has cost an absolute fortune. That's how much Amy's horses mean to her. And guys, we've got to a stage now where with all of the intervention, lack of doing anything, Eli's become unmanageable really when Amy wants to lead Eli out, and that's the conundrum. She's been told now she needs to exercise Eli. She needs to get Eli out daily, and the problem is he's become so difficult now. He knows he frightens Amy, and you know, it's a disaster if she takes, or can be a disaster if she leads him out off the property, because it's been so long really. So that's the conundrum. It's all gone a little bit pear-shaped. So I'm only there for a certain amount of time. I'm going to do my best to change something. If I don't change anything, it'll always stay the same. Okay? So I've got to change something, try and give some tips about what I think might help the handling, and some ways of getting Amy to not be so frightened and intimidated by Eli now. And Eli's just doing exactly what he thinks he should do. You know, so yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's quite in-depth, some of it, quite exciting, some of it, and just see how we get on. So I'm only there for several hours. I think it was 3.5 hours, something like that. So we've reduced it down to about an hour. Everything you need to see is in there. So yeah, here we go. I'll just quickly point out here, guys, this is how things used to be. This is Amy enjoying Eli. Things were really, you know, good, really. You know, you used to be able to ride Eli around the gated horse community, you know, and a lot of there was plenty of juice for the squeeze, as I call it there. And that's what, you know, where Amy wants things to be, but they're not now.
Is it water pick?
And that shows how things were. So we'll get back to the video now. Hope you enjoy it again.
He'll work it out by the time he gets to the arena. You're doing really a lot to know.
Straight away here, guys, Eli dives for grass, and I find out it is a huge problem, and it's hard to get him away from the grass, so I address that.
If he thinks he can just...
Do you want to dump your bag here?
If he thinks he can just, which he does, he thinks he can just dive for grass. Well, you just said there's a problem. Yeah. If you were walking, there's a difference. He has to separate out whether you're saying, yes, have it,
Correct.
or not.
Correct.
So you were going there and he just dived there.
Correct.
Because it's 3 seconds gone now,
Right.
from when he went, 3 seconds is gone. You've got 3 seconds, else it don't mean a damn thing. Because the way a horse works, the way they live in pictures, you've got 3 seconds to connect the dots of him doing that, being flagged, right? Does that make sense? You've got 3 seconds. Whereas a lot of people, they do it now, they'd flag it away now. Well, why did it get flagged? You know what I mean? So you got an instant. I wish it would have happened. It probably, I won't do it yet. When we're coming back, it's got to be instant.
He's
No.
gonna do it, I'll tell you what, he's gonna do it when I go to walk into the arena. There's a grass patch on the side and he's gonna do
Watch
it.
is on that. Well, I want to watch you do it, but you take me
Yeah.
to where you think you'll do it.
Okay.
Okay? That. Right, I don't want you getting hurt. You give me that. Right. Where do you think?
He's gonna walk right into the entrance there. He's gonna dive for it.
Right. So.
Now immediately there, guys, he, in my peripheral vision, he's diving for grass, and that's when I flap the flag, and it kind of startles him just a little bit there. But it's got to be for the thought. If you can flap the flag, or there's lots of ways of doing this, guys, for grass. I find this one's the quickest one to start the process. Then you can maybe stamp a foot or do other things. But that was quite telling there.
Okay. Within 1 second. Right. I'm not looking at him. Back him off, and I've looked away. There has to be a consequence, like a mother and father. It's got to be instant, but with no anger. So every time he dives, he'll be. It's a quick shake of the flag. End of. Right? And he's not sure now. He's thinking, well, I really want to go for that. But if he comes 1 step forward, he goes 2 back, because that's unrequested forward motion. Does that make sense? What I've just done.
Makes sense.
Don't even look at him. I only did that because I didn't know whether he would jump and I didn't want you getting hurt.
Right.
So I'm going to come out the equation again now. Now, don't be upset if he dives.
Yeah.
You have history with him. I don't have any
No,
history.
I don't take it personally.
Good girl.
You can see this has become such a problem, guys, such a problem. And here, as Amy's walking Eli in, his attention goes on the grass. Usually he would pull her here and it'd be hard to get him away from the grass. Now, because I'd shook my flag twice, I just moved my flag up and down there, and his attention has been wandered away from it again, which is good. It's a good start.
It's his choice to do it, but there'll be a consequence. Nothing. All right? So there's something in it for him now. There's something in it for him, stop. Tell him how good he is. There's nothing worse than him pulling you for grass. I would take your sunglasses off. Now I know it's difficult. These horses read us. They read everything about us. And
I can't see. Right, that's it. Look at me. Yeah.
20 years ago, I can't do anything with the horses that I visit that are in trouble. It goes to hell and back with my sunglasses on, because they read everything about us. So I would say, I know he's gentle, but
Now, you heard me mention there about sunglasses, and I know a lot of trainers use sunglasses even when they're working horses that are real troubled, and they got these big sunglasses on, and it's just, I'm giving advice. People who watch my videos, they're looking for advice on stuff. Just consider some of the things that horsemanship is really observe, remember, compare. Look at something, remember it, and then try it. Now, I've compared so much with so many horses that I know I do better. One without gloves, so horses can smell my hand, feel my hand properly, and sunglasses, guys. I find horses are so clued in, because they're prey animals, to seeing suggestion in people's eyes and movements. Sometimes we'll think, oh, they're telepathic, but they're not. They've actually worked out before we've even done anything that we're gonna maybe go to catch them, way before we've even realised we've given a signal. So horses, they see a lot in our eyes and where we're looking, and focus. They can't, if you have big black glasses, they can't see where we're focusing. And I focus on the feet, and then we'll focus where I want to go if I'm riding them or even leading them. Focus, and they tie into all of that. That's my reasoning for it. I've done enough horses to know in my heart better off without sunglasses. But yes, I'll wear sunglasses on horses that are well down the line. They're not troubled, and then I get away with it. and put my sunglasses on because I squint. My dad used to squint. I squint, so I prefer to put them on, but I take them off for working with troubled horses. And if they're not troubled, carry on. So that's what I suggested there. There's things going on with Amy and Eli. I said, take them off.
Steve, can I ask a question? What do you have a set of verbal cues?
Yeah.
I do one click for a walk, one click for a trot, double click for a
Lovely.
canter,
Yeah.
tut for a backup.
Tut.
Got it.
That works better than for me for whistling, shushing. Some people do all sorts of different noises. I found the tut. They separate it out.
Yeah.
It's still a cluck, but a different
But it's
cluck.
different, for sure.
Yeah, and people.
And I smooch for close and then I whistle for far.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
And if you ever say, whoa, ever say whoa, in hand or riding, for the rest of his life,
Stop.
he has to stop and back up or stop and turn more than 90 degrees.
Yes.
You have to. So but if you say easy, so if you're going along, you trot and you go easy, you can come down to a stop and you go forward. But if you say the word whoa, in hand or ridden, you gotta stop, you gotta back up or stop and turn more than 90 degrees. The difference that makes in there is unbelievable. 6 months, whenever you say that word, I can canter mine down the beaches, drop my rein, say whoa, they know it.
Steve kisses the canter.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, kiss the canter,
Yeah.
whoa. And then if a horse does something that the human doesn't like, you've got to, within a second or two, say, that's the best thing I've ever come across. And that's kind of universal.
And same with the foals.
Real strong.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to look at the good now. We've all talked.
He hasn't moved.
He has not moved a foot. If that foot came forward, he goes twice back. So it can never go wrong for us because it gets his back up better. So we look at anything that goes wrong as a positive, as long as we put a quality maneuver to it. Something quality. Tutting, looking at the feet, don't make it personal, looking at the feet and tut them back. Okay? And then stop. Right, he's kind of on top of you there, would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to change that in 2 seconds. Don't look at him. What are we trying to control?
Feet.
The feet. That's it. So I'm going to change that real quick. Okay? I'm going to stop. I want him to back off. Watch the end of the rope there, guys. Nowhere near the horse. You've got to watch how hard you do it because you can sting yourself a little bit. But yeah, it's a real good way of stopping horses quick. Right. I hit myself then, not him. Now watch him stop. Watch my foot. Right. All I did was, that was 2. Oh, he's got a lovely, have you worked on that back up?
Yep.
Because that is beautiful. Right, watch this again. So, I'm going to step my foot back and my shoulder down. And that was a nice stop. I'm going to look at that foot, send it back, and now I look away. Tell him how bloody marvellous he is. Again. Again. We're going to walk along. Watch my foot. Step it back. Back up 2. I'm going to, when he stops on his back end, which, because he's a little bit lame, I might not be too critical. Watch my foot and my shoulder. Oh, he rocks back then. That one foot, line up. Thank you. Tell him how good he is. So when you what's happening is you're stopping, he's coming into your bubble and his nose is coming past you. That's got to change. For him to listen more in a situation where he needs you to draw on, he can't be allowed to push through you. Does that make sense? One time. Have somewhere to go. 1, 2, 3, stop. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Look, I get older then, look, and I get big and look, and I just, yeah, do you see the difference there? So try that again, that looks good. Yeah, and then stop, foot back, look at the feet, yes. How's that feel?
Good.
That's better than
Better. Yeah.
that thing. So that, you're only going to get glimpses of it
But you can work on this, you see, and get it better. And you've got to stop your foot back when you're ready. Foot back and shoulders down. Ready, stop. That was, look at his feet. What was you looking at then? Don't look at his eyes. But you will remember this afterwards. Right?
I'll buy shots every time I look him in the eye.
Right.
Yeah, hey, there you go.
Just lay your hand.
What time
on
do we
his
start?
forehead and then leave him alone. That's it. And then leave him alone. Now be aware whenever he takes a foot forward. You've got to be aware of that. We have peripheral vision. I don't need, I try and stand where I can see my horse's feet. Our vision's there. So
Also, can I say, when Amy stopped,
yeah.
no, when Amy did that, he stopped, so she doesn't have to wiggle?
Well, if you're happy with the stop, I was
Yeah.
happy with 2 or 3 of his stops.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then I wouldn't. But
And you don't have to back him.
No. If he stops nice.
He stopped better then and backed up.
Yeah.
So you've left him.
Yeah.
There's something in it for him. So I'm happy with that for you to practice that.
Okay.
That's a biggie, that is. Remember the verbal whoa. Right. Now, unfortunately, Tanya didn't get enough video of what I was doing here. I did lots of yielding with the halter, and you can see where I'm releasing there just as he really starts to yield and rein back and then goes soft, because I know that it's so important to yield him back because he's so much forward, unrequested forward motion, unrequested into your space, and then that causes the disrespect from him. So that was a good opportunity to see the softness. Any of these little things are not little things, they're the big things. They'll end up, you know.
Does Jen, do you want to sit over here? Because can you hear him there? There you go. Huh?
Right, can I get a forward motion? Okay, I'm sure you would have done this, but all I want is a forward step, all right? So what I'll probably do is use my flag.
Tanya's got it.
Look, I've hardly got to do anything to get him to back up now. I'm kind of clued up with the problems that Amy's having and what Eli's worked out that in his mind he should do. So if you're asking him to move around you, he'll bring his shoulders in, or he'll change direction and be quite lively about it. So he's intimidated Amy. I'm just about to ask Eli to move around me, but I'm going to demand to have my space and try and work any problems about him turning really quickly when you're asking him to go one way or turn. So we're just about to start now. I decided to use the flag because I can get further quicker with a flag, and I must tell you, you will notice now that Eli is quite lame, very noticeably lame. The problem is, guys, for his future, he needs to get out. He needs to, and I did say to Amy, he is quite lame, Amy, do you want me to carry on? And I did say this quite a few times. That's the conundrum now that you'll see, guys. He's got to be leadable. He's got to be calm. Amy doesn't want to get hurt and is at a stage where he could hurt her. So it's the lesser of two evils. So it's the conundrum. He is lame. You will notice how lame he is. But I'll tell you before that, usually I would have, that at the end of my 3.5 hours, he didn't look even close to lame after leading him out. So I'll tell you that now. You will notice he's lame, and I know a lot of people say, how could you work a horse like that? I'm working him like this, guys, because it's going to save him, hopefully. And remember how much he's cost so far. He needs to get out and have exercise, and he's got to be safe doing it. So it's for all the greater good that I'm doing this. Keep this going. Keep this going. So now I'm going to drive this. And that won't do anything for you.
Got a bit of wind power there, didn't they?
Right?
That will do nothing, but that will. Leave him. Now, unlike Amy trying this, or a couple of other people that's been helping her, I didn't stop until Eli found the answer for peace was to calmly take my suggestion of where to go and not come into my space. And you'll see how I deal with that in a minute with some more clips. But that's how he got peace, guys, was by just walking nicely around me. And that's what I worked on, and had quite a breakthrough actually there.
This should mean nothing, okay? This should mean nothing to him because I'm not looking at him. So he should be desensitized to, he's really good. That's really good. Usually I'm hanging on and pretending I'm not bothered, but I am. You know, right, so that's good. But look at the difference now. I'm gonna go from neutral, now look. Stop, back up, lovely, and I'll go back to this. And I want a better response than that. So now, right, so you see that was immediate then. Immediate. But the summit, stop, back up 2 paces, 1, 2. Look at your horse. It's good for you to see the responsiveness of him.
Yeah.
You know,
I
because
know
it's
handler,
you'll
not
know it's
horse.
there.
I know.
Yeah. So now I'm going from neutral. Now go somewhere. Look at the.
And look at the difference there, guys. I just suggested to move around me, and I just left the situation immediately when he did it.
So you see, from
Really
the
nice
first
to see
time I
that.
did it to the third time, stop.
I think that was the second time actually that I asked him to move around. He thought that would intimidate me. It didn't, and
No, I'm
we
not
moved
looking
forward.
at him. I'm not making it about him. My arms down. My arms do it, not suggesting anything.
Oh.
I'm not even wanting him to back up. So I'll just keep this going. Now, what's the difference is? Go, thank you. I'm only asking him for a try at the moment. Go forward, go back, thank you. Go forward, thank you. Go this way for me, thank you. Out there. So if he comes in with his shoulder, which he did then a little bit,
He likes to do that.
yeah, that's where I do use the shake. Okay, so if you watch this, he'll come in, and then I'm gonna look at his shoulder, because if he thinks he can come in on you, again, that will affect out there.
Yeah.
He has got to trust you as a leader, and all the signs are take feed from someone that's not the leader, all that hand feeding, bringing the shoulder in, not stopping and just walking up on like you're nothing. All of those things add up.
Yeah.
Not with maybe your other horse. All horses are different. They're sentient beings, they all have different ways. Some you can hand feed and put up with some of that, some it goes to hell. Okay, so if he comes in here, right, see how that shoulder went?
Yeah.
Did you just see that?
Yeah.
If he comes in, I want him to come in. No. If he comes in, I look at the shoulder, and make my presence big till it goes, then I'm gone. And I'll go to a lot of people's horses that they lunge and the shoulder comes in on them. And then they learn to move them, and then it's gone. You can't, you know. So look out for that. You did say then he does that. Do something. Stamp your foot and wiggle until he, so that there's nothing in it for him. It can't work for him. But he's allowed to come into your bubble with the shoulder.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
These are the big things. They don't seem right. There, I want to see how he went. See how he went then? Out. Now he can have peace and just walk around me. Right. Now go this way. See how it's gone?
Yep.
Now this is really apparent here, guys. Look at Eli. I'm asking him to move around me. Look at his expression. His ears come back. He's convinced he should come into me there through my space, which he's been used to doing and intimidating. He doesn't intimidate me. I don't move my feet, which kind of surprises him again. And then I wiggle the rope to get his shoulders to move away from me, which they're doing there. And he does that okay, and then starts to move around me again. He's convinced that he should be doing that he should be taking space from a person. And now a lot of this is probably to do with soreness, but he doesn't, even though he's sore, he still doesn't have the right to hurt us and to jump all over Amy, and ultimately will be his demise. So I've got to get through that and ignore that for now and just get some respect there.
Jen, did you see that then? When he,
I was taking notes, sorry.
well, he's getting a bit better now. Look, there. You see how he moved out from me?
And that was really telling. What an improvement there. As I ask him to go, yes, his expression's not great. That would get better in time, but he moves. He gives me space. He doesn't walk forward to go through my space. He gives me space and then starts to walk around me so that I've got my bubble. Now, the more he realises that, the more I'll become a respected leader to him, someone he can trust. And that's a better expression there, look, as he moves on.
There. And I'd work on that I'd come in here and maybe work on that for an hour with him. Yeah, we're going through lots of stuff here. Too much for a session, but that's my life. I have to get a lot done quickly. You can slow down and pick one thing for an evening.
Right.
Pick one thing. Pick your stopping and backing up. Pick your desensitizing with the flag and then saying, now that means go. You do an hour of that. Unfortunately, I have to go past.
Yeah.
With my own horses, I don't. My own horses, I go real slow.
Right.
But be effective. You've got to be a bit more effective. Be effective. With no anger. And that's lovely. That's a lovely. Right, I'll disengage his hindquarters. Okay. Right, so I'm going to disengage him here. Disengage, out and stop. It's a great exercise. Disengage, out and stop. Because there's three things there, right? So, disengage, out, and stop. And then tell him how brilliant he is, all right? So I'll disengage on the other side. Disengage, out, and stop. And back up just a little bit. It's hardly nothing to get him to back up. Then tell him how brilliant he is, all right? Tell him how great he is. He's got dinky little size 4 feet.
Yeah.
They've bred them to move, see, haven't they? At the expense of their,
Heels on.
at the expense of their
Help.
long.
There's
Yeah,
no
they
foot,
have.
No horse.
They have.
Yeah.
No foot, no horse. Look at that, it's tiny.
I know. He's like a size 1.
You know, it's a shame for them because they're not light horses, really.
No.
Muscles heavy and they're muscled up like that. That I'm really pleased with. Now he might get a little. Have you ever led to drive him? Led to drive. Okay. Do you want me to?
Yeah,
Okay. So I'll use the flag for this. So I'm going to lead him. This is stop. Back up to another one. I find this is one of the best exercises you can do with a horse, leading to driving. You would have seen me do it on the channel, but I bang on to people about it. It's not the easiest to perfect. It's hard to get good. It's took me a long time to kind of get it good. But to be a leader to a horse, you've got to be able to drive them. Because if he's sticking out there, you've got to be able to drive him. And you've got to be able to lead him. So he's got to be a follower and you've got to be able to push them. So how you'll be with this, and now I'm leading him. And now I'm going to come around here. I'm going to take that space there.
Now again, a lot of people watching this will notice there, as I asked him to move around me, his ears pinned, he came towards me, and because I've now got a cue that I shake the rope, he goes out away from it, and that's really good. That's going to help Jen no end. So the more times he does that,
the more I'll shake and show him the cue for moving away.
I've changed my focus from him now. I'm going somewhere. Now my arm comes out, and now I want to drive him. Pity is lame. But are you okay for me to carry on with him like this? Yeah. Okay, so lead in. I'm going to keep this going until his attitude is better. So lead, so I'm going this way. There's the shape to take him out. There's a change. Did anyone notice a change? Did you notice a change?
Notice the smallest change and the slightest try. I'm sure a lot of you would have heard that that quote before, and this is where I'm noticing the little tries, the little changes. That was a change right there. He was getting less aggressive, less defensive, and just nice.
So we'll let him just calm down for a minute. So I'm finding a spot, a little spot that we'll get through. Any questions? None? All making sense? Yeah? No?
No questions.
You couldn't have timed that better, guys. As I said, any questions? Do you understand? He started shaking his head. Now, whether that was yes, I understand, or no, I don't, I'm not sure.
Leading. Driving. So being all that stuff that he can do doesn't do it for him. I do it again. I could do. See the shoulder?
Yep.
Out. There. See the shoulder?
Now, everybody watching this has watched, and this almost in real time, how a few releases at the right time for the shaking of the rope, and looking at the shoulder and releasing for the yield, how that's becoming a real solid cue.
So there's the drive. Here's the lead. Drive. Not the end of it, buddy. You see how he moved his shoulder? You see it? Right, there's. Lead. Good. To drop. Oh, loved it. And by about the third day of this, I'd just do that and he'd be gone.
Yep.
Out, there. There, lovely. Lead. Drive. But you've got to focus, he's got to see you focus on something else other than him. Lead. That's what I was looking for. That little spot there. Stop. Back up 3. Thank you. Tell him how good he is. But sometimes a horse can get elevated like this because it's worked for them, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, you
He
can't blame
knows
them.
because he scares me off.
Well, yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I've gotten better, but it
Yes.
scares me, and he knows
Yes.
it.
And he knows, and for him, he did right.
Yeah.
For him, he did the right thing, scaring you with it. With me, he thought forward there, so I've asked him to back up because he was thinking forward. He was starting to come down. That 1 foot there, I've hardly got to look at his feet now. Okay, so I'd be doing that exercise a lot. And if he does scare you with it, maybe you could do a little bit of that. Maybe I would. That's got to be good. Leading to driving without him trying to figure out a way out of it and be bothered by it. So what you do with one eye, you do with the other eye. Okay. Do you think it'd be better or worse on this one?
On the right side?
Yeah.
Worse.
Okay. But with his lameness, do you want me to carry on with it?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we should.
Yeah.
But I don't want, you know. Okay, so round now. Now I'm going to drive out that way. Better than I thought. Lead it.
So in this direction, to the right, if I'm doing circles with him, what he likes to do is mid-circle, he'll just change direction on me. And if I try to correct him in the middle of it, he'll rear.
Well, let's hope he does it. But there's going to be nothing in it for him. Now I'm driving him, you see. I'm driving him. Now, I'm leading him. So, what? So, look.
And there you go, guys. That's what happens. Going round to our right, he'll, just in the blink of an eye, try to change direction. Now, whether that's to do with him being sore, he's got a good chance of. But it's got dangerous, and he'll rear. He didn't rear for me there. I think that's because I've been working on a lot of yields, a lot of backups, a lot of rainbacks. So it's freed him off a little bit. So he didn't rear, but he went for the kind of dangerous change of direction and then pushes his shoulder then in to Amy. He didn't do that. So I was pleased we kind of got over that a little bit there without being
So
too
he did
detrimental to the session.
Oh my life, he could slide stop.
I know it.
There's nothing in it for him. Now lead. Drive, beautiful. These little things he's done to, he knows intimidates you see, and that's that. This way. Oh. There. Beautiful. Stop. Tell him how brilliant. That 1 foot. Tell him how great he is. You haven't got the easiest horse. He isn't easy. He's got these little things he's worked out. But he thinks he's doing the right thing. You can't blame them. He's convinced that's
No,
what he
I
should
don't
do.
blame him. I blame myself.
No,
but I get pissed at myself because I'm a reasonably intelligent person and I've tried to study this stuff and I can't seem to get it.
But you gotta not forget something.
Yeah.
There's how many years of history?
Yeah.
You're battling against
10.
every time he's done something to you over how many years?
10.
There's so much history. He knows your look, your smell, he knows everything about you.
It was unrequested forward motion.
Yes.
Right,
Correct.
Tanya?
Yes.
I missed it.
He missed it. I didn't.
No, tell him how good. Now,
You didn't
every
miss it.
time he does that, it's a positive. It's a positive. Because you work on that backup and it installs into him, oh, this definitely is about my feet. And I shouldn't go into Amy's space. What is there in it for me? Nothing. Oh, she really does care about her space. Oh, things are different maybe between me and her. You see, it's not easy for you. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. It would be so easy for me because he knows no different from me.
Yeah.
You see, that history thing is a big thing. I mean, people say, but he won't do it for me. That's why. So you have got double the work and you've got to be doubly particular about this stuff. Are you content? Tell him how good he is. Tell him how good he is. Now, I'm going to see whether now he goes to nip me again. Because when you have this side, he does that thing. Right then, so. Now, he didn't, so I'll reward that. He didn't come down there, so I'll reward that. I didn't overdo it, but I would overdo it and put it to use if he started this. So I would welcome it, but the fact that he didn't, and he loosed his feet off beautiful, went soft in the halter, that's it. So tell him how good he is. And these breaks are as important as the doing the work. So have we got any steps?
Yeah.
Oh yes, we have. Right, I'll get the steps. Can you have him here? Amy, can you stand here?
Yeah.
Now, be aware if he comes into your space.
Yeah.
Yvette's
Alright.
getting the steps.
I'm going to get steps.
Yvette's getting.
No, what? I'm just going to do that. Right. So you're going to look at this. When I go, if he thinks you're on it. You're going to look at his feet. You're going to back him up twice as far.
Okay.
Easy job.
Yep.
It is for you now. Right.
Got it.
Now, just as I expected, because of all the history between Eli and Amy, he came to walk into her space, you know, whether that be for a treat or whatever, but that was noticeable. I thought that would happen, and it did.
So you see how he... Tut, remember? He came forward, did he?
Yep.
History.
Yep.
No, nothing other than that, all right?
Yep.
Did you just see what happened?
Now, Tanya had mentioned to me after the session, Steve, he never took his eyes off you when you went to get the steps and walked around. I was gone a little while. Can you see him here, guys? That's not slowed up. He never, I didn't realise because I wasn't watching, but she said he never took his eyes off you once. And he followed me all the way around, putting the steps together and everything.
That's where I was
So
going
I'm
wrong.
becoming a factor. No, I'm becoming a factor.
Now you tell me.
I Good.
Now, I don't know how upset he's going to get now. I'm going to really control his feet here. And try and get him to side up. I won't use the flag. Tell him how good he is. Right.
Now we talk about feel and expression and feeling from a horse. I noticed there that was a nice feel that Eli gave me when I went back to him, and the expression was good, and he watched me leave with a good expression. Now I'm getting somewhere.
Jump up and down, I don't know. But stop.
Now I decided to do some siding up work because it's not just about the siding up this. You're seeing this right from the very first time I ask him to side up. But it's not about the siding up, it's about me moving Eli's
It's
feet
got ants on it. I don't want it.
and him not moving mine, and me controlling his feet from standing still. So I thought that was really important, and it was just something, you know, to just build on what I've been doing with him. So I'll replay this a little bit so you can see right from the off how I get him siding up.
Is he well bred as far as these paint horses go? Now if he was sound, I would lunge him and work him here and let him rest by the block. But he's not sound enough for me to do that, but this would become his friend. That took 10 minutes. I'm not patting him much. I might cup him so you can't hear it, but lots of just, that's lovely. That's lovely. Really good. Do this one more time. So I'm getting a start on it for you, see? So you can practice.
Loosen in the pickle jar.
The what?
The what?
Loosen the lid on the pickle jar.
Ah, yeah.
Touch to a stop.
Boy.
Lovely. No thought. Right? This patch might be different.
So at this point, guys, we decided to give him a break before we lead him out. He didn't once go for the grass. I was so pleased with that.
No thought.
This is where we had a break and we all had a drink. Eli had some hay and he just sort of de-stressed a little bit. Although he wasn't he wasn't really stressed. You know, when I finished that session, he walked in there, lovely, didn't die for grass, felt really respectful. I stopped him a couple of times on the way to his stable. Really pleased, considering, you know, I had to do things slightly differently because he is lame and visibly lame. But, you know, we had to continue with it to try and get him so he's safe. It's a safe horse to lead out, which hopefully the exercise is going to help him build muscle, build again, and hopefully get better. That's the whole plan, hopefully. So I'll just quickly show you our demo that's coming up, the flyer for that. That's important for Tanya. She keeps telling me. And there you go, guys. Carlisle demo, 7th of December. It's our Christmas demo. And it's the last one of the year, obviously. But it should be a great demo. We got a load of different horses coming with different issues, both ridden and on the ground. And we've also got, hopefully, Frankie, that's Charlotte's new horse, her new 5-year-old Irish draft mare. And it might be that we can do like a first ever ride for me to sit on her, because I know I've got to do the schooling of her. It's Charlotte who does all of the showing her the world and all of that sort of thing. But yeah, I'm hoping to ride her and show what needs loosening up and lightening up and giving to pressures and yielding. So yeah, that'd be interesting. Hope to see you all there. So after our break, I think we had about an hour, something like that. And then we're about now, put everything to the test, see whether I can lead Eli out with a little bit of quality and a little bit of safeness to it. Just to see, you know, how we get on. Now, there's one area, which I'll tell you when we get to it, which is where Eli is famous for being very difficult. It's like a walk through between two properties on grass, and he can really be difficult. I think Amy's only ever been able to kind of get him down there once since she's had him. So that'll be interesting. Wish me luck, guys. I'm really hoping for everyone all concerned that he's gonna, you know, not jump around and be defensive about everything and worried about everything. I'm hoping he'll follow me as a bit of a leader now and listen a little bit more to us and feel more comfortable with me leading him. And here we go.
I'll walk. Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll all walk. All the stuff. It was like $100. I said, $100, I'll try it.
You might go and break, if you use them a lot, you might break them. I'll give you a couple, don't worry. So, where are we heading? Same thing here. Lots and lots of little stops. All right. Stop there. Beautiful. Do you take him on here, or does he die for grass on here usually? Okay. So watch what I do. Loose rein. No grass. Yeah, in a bit. Let me do it for.
I can't tell you how pleased I was at this stage. I felt in complete relaxation from Eli. I was so chuffed. But you know, let's see how it continues.
My God, we have
I die either way.
Now, can you see the bins up just there on the next entrance? The bins. The general consensus was he was going to jump all over the place and really be difficult, be quite dangerous. Let's see how we go on. I didn't think he would be. Wasn't sure, obviously, but I felt like he would really, really listen to me. If I'm not upset, then I didn't think he would get upset. But it's going to be interesting and very telling now if he gets very worried. I know a lot of horses would with rubbish bins like this, and he was exceptionally worried before.
So you see how before I got a little stop? Had a little stop.
Remarkable, absolutely brilliant. But he did something here, guys. Quite pleased that he did it. He went to eat grass. Now, when he does that, when he's out like this, it's hard to get him back off the grass. Amy has terrible trouble having to pull him, and he can get difficult. So here, a very quick shake of the flag, backs his feet off, and you know, I was glad that happened because it just reiterates what I've been teaching him about. Don't
What did
go
I
for
do?
grass.
Stop, back up, goes for grass, he backs up, there's nothing in it for him. He can get his grass. Now he's going a bit quick for home, so I'll just work on that. I want him on a nice loose rein, not rushing behind me. Leading stuff is really good to get good, and then transfer it to out here. I might do a bit of siding up on one of them, you know? Yep. Just general, getting his attention on us. Not losing focus with him, but that stopping's really nice, like that.
So now we've got to the alleyway, the grass alleyway between two properties, where he really, I mean, he's 10 years, and he really did, you know, throws himself around down here to the stage where he intimidates people. He'll rear, pull away, get frightened. There's chickens, there's other horses, all sorts of things. So I'm going to attempt to lead him through the here now. I was feeling okay about it. You know, I thought, yeah, I'm going to get this done. You know, and a few times really, this is what I wanted to do. To get, that's his scariest place is where we're heading down now, down this track here. So I thought if I can get him okay with that, that's going to set him up. Set him up to succeed is what I call that.
So which side do you go? To the left. On this left, did you? Hello, kids. Hello, kids.
No one could believe it. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I checked him and stopped him a couple of times. Checked him back a little bit. He just went past chickens, horses. All sorts of noise was going on down there. Each side, actually. He didn't. He just followed me beautifully. And then we got to the other end, which you'll see in a second. So, yeah, guys, it just shows, you know, that this groundwork, the way I'm doing this, it really made a huge difference on the day.
It's not easy, I know.
Yeah.
But, oh, look at this.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, look at that. Mate, brilliant. Look at that.
Yep.
Right, okay, now look, it's a different eye now because we're going a different way. So we'll see, we might have a slight change.
No pigs or goats anymore. Pigs and goats are.
Absolutely perfect again, guys. Going the other way, and we did it a few times. But the next clip, because Tanya, I think she had something in her shoe, and next thing you know, we were gone. So she didn't get any more footage while we were out. We had no issues, and the next clip you'll see is when we get back to Amy's property.
No.
So that was the end of our session, guys. Now I was probably working him in all told 3.5, 4 hours, something like that. Way too long for a video. I've cut out bits that you don't really need to see, a lot of the resting bits, which are important, and I've condensed it into the golden nuggety bits of it that I think you'll learn from, or at least compare with what you know, and maybe add something to your toolbox. It was difficult being, as Eli was, lame. It's difficult trying to keep it all together and not be as too bothered by it as to stop me getting anywhere. And I think that we did well to do that, really. At the end of the sessions, when we were walking back from outside, taking him for a walk, which he's going to have to do daily now, he was definitely looser within himself, which is what he needs. He needs lots and lots of that now. How has Amy got on? We've had a message back. She has definitely took a lot from the visit. She put in a message that she's got definitely more tools now, and it's given her a lot more confidence. So hopefully I'll do an update. She hasn't got it easy. There is a lot of history there, but I think I may have just hopefully put things in the right direction, hopefully. So on that evening, Amy took us out for a beautiful to a beautiful restaurant. It was on a pier actually, and they have a lot of turtles there, and it was just lovely. And we had a lovely meal, and then Amy sent us off to have a lovely evening with Jen, her friend, who let us stay overnight. That was lovely as well. So the whole visit was great. Not the easiest visit, but it was a lovely visit. And then we were on our way again to the next horse and the next little bit of our trip. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Happy trails to you all. Like, share, subscribe, go on our subscription sites, check those out. Really appreciated. To the next one, happy trails.
All making sense? Yeah?
You know,